You're on mute.
Thank you for reminding dumb me.
We all do it.
I just said good sunny afternoon, everyone, although I am very, very fearful of what the snowpack report's going to be, because today's April 1st.
Yeah, today's the big report, the most important one.
And I hope that we are going to be able to figure out our way through this if this becomes an issue that we are going to be water scarce coming into this year. This will be quite a problem. Really quite an issue for us to try and work with.
Yes.
It looks like some of the contractors are starting to prioritize some of their water in the valley. I think Maven's Notebook had an article on it.
Well, they were told by the state of California that they're going to get cut back severely on the way it was looking so far. So this may affect our food prices and many other things. It's really scary, and I'm glad that our board has been on top of this, trying to make sure that our county does the right things at the right time so that our current ratepayers don't fall back into that unbelievable have to cut back on water consumption.
I see Director Murphy is here. So I think
I'm reading about the snow surveys. So the Tuolumne River Basin, the results so far show the winter's worth snowfall has left about 63% average snow water equivalent on the ground at this time. And Tahoe is saying 66% for southwest of Lake Tahoe.
Thank you, Director. I need to cut you off and get back to Melissa so we can start. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope you can hear me. This is Melissa, and we are ready to go.
Thank you, Melissa. I'd like to welcome everyone to the special board meeting of Thursday, April 1st, 2021. That's a call to order. And Melissa, could you please call the roll?
Okay. Director Balin?
Here.
Director Boatwright?
Here.
Director Kearns?
Here.
Director Murphy?
Here.
Director Ringen?
Here.
Thank you. Everyone's present.
Okay, thank you, Melissa. And now let's do the Pledge of Allegiance. And let's see how it works best, I think, is that if we all put ourselves on mute while one of us says the pledge. And so let's see. Abby, are you open to saying the pledge with us? And we can all join you at home.
I'd be happy to. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Abby. I can't wait till we can get back in our building again, but thank you very much. Okay, at this time, we'll open it up to a public forum. I'd like to welcome, I see we have guests here viewing with us, and thank you for taking the time to be part of our meeting. I'd like to welcome the members of the public who have taken the time to attend this meeting and provide comments on matters related to district business. Any member of the public may address the board relating to any matter within the board's jurisdiction. This need not be related to any item on the agenda. However, the board cannot act on an item unless it was noticed on the agenda. Persons speaking during the public comment will be limited to 5 minutes, or depending on the number of persons wishing to speak, it may be reduced to allow all members of the public the opportunity to address the board. And so at this time, Corey, is there any member of the public that would like to address the board?
Yes, we do have Sarah Husby. First, and then Justin Myers as indicated after that.
Thank you. Go ahead, please.
Sure. Good afternoon. My name is Sarah Husby, and I am the Program Director at CSERC. I will be reading the following statement for CSERC's public forum comment. It is likely that TUD board members will receive or have been receiving a range of strongly held opinions related to the media coverage of the reported action concerning the general manager position. CSERC supports the TUD board carefully considering all factors in making this difficult decision. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you. Next, please.
Next, we have Justin Myers.
Go ahead, please.
Good afternoon, board. Can everyone hear me okay? I'm in a spot where I don't have the greatest signal.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm a new face on here, have not been to many of these TUD boards, but I found this an appropriate time to voice my concern over this special meeting today and the potential actions that the board may be taking today in a special closed session. I'll introduce myself. I'm a small business owner in Tuolumne County in the East Sonora area. I've been in the county probably close to 20 years now, raising 4 kids in the family. I have a vested interest in the future for my kids in Tuolumne County and their kids and kids to come, many generations to come. And my ultimate goal, and the reason I'm speaking today, is because I think it's important. The decision that is going to be made today will impact Tuolumne County in a way that is going to see Tuolumne County thrive, and most importantly, the water thrive. One of the first points I wanted to bring to the board's attention is it's interesting, or I question the board in that it was just recent that the GM Ed was placed on administrative leave, and then within a week, the special meeting was brought forth. And I know several of the board members ran on a platform of transparency, and unless there's some major misconduct that has occurred by our GM to have such a short turnaround time in placing him on administrative leave, and then having the special board meeting going to closed session to potentially look at what I'm assuming would be letting him go or terminating him, raises several questions to me. I think these actions are far from transparent. This is a voice that several of my business owners and peers that I work with on a daily basis have voiced, and I wanted to voice this concern as well. We're in a critical time here, as all you board members know. There's a lot of things on your plate. I know board members, TUD employees, been hard at work on capital improvement projects. I know Ed and his staff have been working hard on this PG&E acquisition that's before TUD right now. That this is a historical time. I think it's pretty clear that if we don't jump on this and we do not make a deal with PG&E and acquire these water rights, we will never, ever, ever in our lifetime have an opportunity to acquire the water rights for Tuolumne County, which we so badly need. I think that if the board does move forward and terminates or gets rid of Jim or Ed, the GM, it just seems awfully foolish and costly to ratepayers. I know several of our board members, their platform is to keep rates low. Well, I'll tell you what, if we let go of Ed now at this point in time, at this juncture, the tens of thousands of dollars that will cost to find another GM, get him up to speed, and then get back on track with all these important projects that are on TUD's table now. I'm not sure. I'd be interested to see what the board has determined in that sort of cost. If the direction of the board, or if this is the direction of the board, I think that we need to get this word out. The public needs to be aware, and the TUD ratepayers need to be aware and need to hear the message that the board is sending if they do let go and terminate Ed during this critical time. I believe the decisions of the board should be focused on obtaining water rights working and completing the capital improvement projects, and the future of the water in Tuolumne County should be the utmost and thing that the board should be focused on. Hey, there may be issues. I know Ed's not a yes sir, yes ma'am guy, but at the end of the day, what is Ed doing and what is he driving? Is he pushing the county forward in a positive way to grow the county, to continue to have water rights and water access to all our ratepayers? I'm probably running out of time here. I just made some notes. And you know, another project is the Sierra Pine project that's at the board or staff have been working on for years and years. And why is that being stalled out? There's just a lot of questions. And why is the board focused on removing Ed unless there's major misconduct going on in the background? I think this is a very poor timing and foolish time to be letting go of a GM that is doing some great things for our county from various different angles. I'll rest on those points. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Justin. Point of order, though, I need to ask our attorney here. Comments in the public forum are supposed to be on things that are not on the agenda. Is that correct, Jesse?
They are, but there's a limited, these comments could have been said at the same time or right before the board goes into closed session. So you can, the general public forum is for items not on the agenda. And then during the agenda item, there is a second time for public comment. So for example, in this situation, when we read the agenda items, we always ask for public comment before the board goes in closed session. So his comments are acceptable, just not at the right time. And, you know, in this, because it's such a short agenda, I don't think there was any harm in allowing the comments to continue.
And so, well, if we go right into closed session, then when would be the time for the public to comment?
On the closed session items?
Mm-hmm.
Right when Melissa or you, right when those agenda items are read out loud, we take public comment before the board goes into closed session on those particular items.
Okay.
And that will still occur, but Justin has used his time to speak right before the board goes into closed session.
Okay, so those will be meant then for that item. Okay, just wanted to clarify. So appreciate those comments. Any other comments, Corey, in the public forum session?
Craig has his hand raised at the moment. I believe it's for public comment, but he does have his hand raised right now.
Okay. Craig, you're on mute. Go ahead, please.
I think he's still on mute.
I could ask to unmute him. Hold on just a moment.
Thank you.
There we go.
Am I live now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, this has been awfully short notice for at a time that seemed difficult. And I was having a discussion with a guy I know who suggested that this talk about a dry winter and potential water shortage is really being used as a basis for TUD to declare a building moratorium. And they're doing so with the help and support of some other people that are interested in stopping growth in the county. The person I was talking to is a legal professional, and he's suggesting that this effort to fire Mr. Patterson for no cause and virtually no notice is in fact a part of this plan in an attempt to derail his efforts in securing greater supplies for the county.
Here's a situation, point of order. Barbara, would you like Craig to delay his comments since they seem to relate more to the general manager situation than, which is an agenda item? Do you wish to have him postpone his comments until right before the board goes in closed session, or do you want to continue to allow them at this time?
I think it's important to allow them at this time, but that they will pertain to the agenda item. Thank you, Jesse. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, well, this individual suggested that that it's actually kind of a conspiracy, and suggested in fact might be under investigation. He didn't really say whom, and when I kind of inquired, he said he really couldn't talk any more about it. But if it's a kind of a conspiracy to stop growth in the county, and it's just kind of a back end maneuver, that's a pretty serious charge. So I don't know. Can somebody from the board comment on this and why the hurry? And is this, is this really just a plan to slow growth or stop growth in the county?
We typically don't comment during the public forum.
Oh, okay. Well, I just wondered. I mean, I don't know, but it sounded pretty serious if it's true, and it would seem that it would be something to be considered. And when I said, well, that's kind of a pretty serious charge, he said, well, why would Mr. Pattison, why would the notice be one day and the hearing be the next day when there's normally a time and a period for the public to get involved and have some discussion about it? And this is like, this is kind of like one of those Saturday night massacres. And, I know I've had some interaction with Mr. Pattison, a very competent professional, which is what I would think that the district would need, somebody with experience and competence. Seems there's been some mismanagement in the past, a lack of consideration for things that needed to happen. So anyway, that would be my my question to the board at some point. Why? What's the rush? And also, oh yeah, and pointed out, why wouldn't the board already have somebody to replace him before getting rid of him? Leave a big vacancy for some period of time. That doesn't seem to make good sense. That's all I have to say.
President Baker,
Thank you.
you are correct that it wouldn't be, the board typically doesn't answer questions during, posed to the board during, I thought maybe Barbara fell off there. She just went on, turned off her video. Yeah, the board doesn't typically respond or answer questions posed during public comment. It's typically a time reserved for the public to express their thoughts and concerns and for the board to listen. And so thank you very much for your comment, unless there are board members who would like to briefly respond to Mr. Craig.
Thank you, Jesse. And I appreciate everyone with personnel issues. As we know, are sensitive issues. They're not up for public discussion. And that's true with school boards and all issues that deal with personnel. So we are limited in our discussion. Corey, is there anyone else that would like to speak at this time in the public?
Hi.
Looks like Eric Strangerstrom has his hand up.
Go ahead, please.
I'm not sure if you can.
Do you want me to go or let the gentleman on the phone go?
Let's go ahead and let the gentleman on the phone go, only because he doesn't have a camera, so he doesn't realize we're talking to him. There's a caller on the line. The last number is 658. Go ahead.
Hi, my name's John Ferriani. Sorry to interrupt like that. I wasn't sure how I could get on. If you want to let somebody go ahead of me or wait, I would like to just make sure I'm on the list to comment before you go into closed session.
Is this going to be regarding the closed session item or just public comment?
Closed session item.
Okay, then I believe if it's closed session, we'd already agreed that right when we read the item that public will be asked to comment on the closed session item, but until then, right now, it's just public comment, not regarding closed session items.
Right, thank you.
Okay, yeah, just please call me back when it's time. Thank you.
Will do.
I'll listen.
And Eric, is yours regarding closed session or public?
I have some general comments, but they include public, so may I speak now?
That would be up to board.
Yes. Yeah, go
Okay.
ahead, please, Eric. Yeah.
Yeah, so my name's Eric Segerstrom. I'm a resident of Tuolumne County. My family's been here for a long time. I'm also a ratepayer. I have a couple young kids, and there's a lot of things going on in our county that really concern me with the future of our county for our kids. I mean, you're all seeing the price of houses right now and limited options for rentals or available homes. And what's concerning to me is it doesn't seem like this current board is moving to offer an environment that allows this county to be successful in when it comes to providing much needed housing for not only future generations, but people who are here now. You talk to the hospital and some of our largest employers, whenever they hire somebody, they're living out of the area and commuting up here. So I just want to make sure that this current board understands the issue and the seriousness of that issue, and certainly would not do anything to prevent development, but actually make it easier. Furthermore, I'd like to say the timing of this meeting is kind of a head scratcher for me. I mean, with all due respect to all your schedules on the board, a lot of people are at work right now who I know would love to comment on the special agenda item who can't because they're out there working. So I certainly hope that more times and opportunities for public comments and input are provided. And then finally, I would just say again, like the timing of this, what's very concerning to me is this coming in the middle of negotiations for water rights having to do with Pinecrest. And one thing I really hope all of you understand is water rights and deals struck on water rights have consequences that last hundreds of years. So the consequences of this negotiation taking place right now is going to last longer than any of you or even me will be here. So I really hope, and I really hope that all the board members can look themselves in the mirror and honestly say to themselves, they are acting on the best interest of TUD, its ratepayers, and the county, rather than their own personal agendas. TUD's role is to provide water to as many people in the county as cheaply as possible. Their role is to not pick and choose which projects should get built, which projects get water. That is not the TUD board's role. TUD's role is to provide water the best and cheap way they can. So I just ask the board, work towards that. Do not work towards any other motivations you may have. That's all I have to say. Thanks.
Thank you, Eric. Corey, is there any other person that wishes to speak?
Not at this point, no, and then we will be calling back on the previous speaker once we address the closed item.
Thank you. All right. Hearing no other persons wishing to speak, I will close the public forum and we'll go into closed session. And Melissa, will you please read the closed session items, and then we'll take public comment on those before we actually go into closed session.
Okay, item A, conference with real property negotiators pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.8 Property, APN number 044-590-007-000. Agency negotiators, Eric Johnson, Don Perkins. Other parties to negotiations, Stephen Dietrich. Under negotiation, price and terms of payment. Item B, public employee discipline dismissal release.
Thank you. Is there any public comment on either one of these items at this time? Corey?
We'll go ahead and readdress the caller, last three numbers, 658. Sorry, I didn't get your name. John Ferriani.
John Ferriani here. I am a local resident, been here my whole life. I've been on many boards, attended many TUD board meetings, and I would echo the initial two speakers, or three, who commented about this being kind of an interesting way to do things. And I would ask that the board reconsider the closed session item number B, and let the public be a little more informed. I would like to bring something up that you could ask your attorney, but as far as I know from my experience, if Mr. Ed Patterson, I think that's his name, wishes to have, if he wishes to have this personnel, personnel matter done in the public forum, it is totally within his rights to ask to have it done in a public forum so the public could see what's happening. And I would really strongly encourage him to do that. And I would like to defer that to your attorney to see if he has that right.
I'm aware of the opportunity for a public employee to speak or to have the opportunity to have any particular complaints had in public session. And in this situation, so I am aware of that, and that is all I am comfortable saying at this time. Thank you.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. But if I was Mr. Ed Patterson, I would ask that to be done so that all of us people in the public can find out what's going on, because I follow TUD pretty closely. And for this to happen at this critical time when PG&E's in negotiation with PG&E and all the stuff that's going on, and I'm very, very concerned about what's going on in private, why this is happening. And, a couple board members haven't been on the board that long. I just can't imagine a major, major change that could affect everything that happens in our community to the nth degree here. And I'm really tired of hearing we're going to run out of water. I've been at all the meetings and stuff. We will not run out of water in Tuolumne County. And it just seems to be some way to control growth. And it's very upsetting to me. I'm a general contractor, designer, builder. I'm not really a developer, but just things aren't adding up. And it seems like there's some hidden agendas here. And I would really encourage Mr. Patterson to ask to have this matter brought to the public for public discussion so we could see all the real truth behind this. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Corey, is there any other persons wishing to comment?
Not that's being indicated at this moment, no.
Okay. Well, then I will close off those two items for public comment and then adjourn into closed session.
Okay, we'll go ahead and we'll be moving the board members, Jesse, Dawn, and Eric into closed session.
Thank you, Corey. Are we all here? It looks like we are.
I don't see Lisa. Oh, there she is, Director Murphy, I should say. There she is.
Okay, I believe we're all here then. Okay, so Jesse, I'll go ahead. The closed session is now concluded, and we are now reconvening into open session. I have one reportable action and one not reportable action. There was no in the on the closed session agenda.
Broke up.
Item B. I'm sorry, did somebody say something?
You broke up there.
You broke up right when you were reading the last, what the reportable action was. We didn't hear it.
Okay. So I'll just start with item A. There was no reportable action taken on item A on the closed session agenda. And that was audible? Okay. And now item B. The TUD board has taken reportable action on item B on today's closed session agenda. By a 3-1-1 vote, the board voted to terminate General Manager Ed Patterson's contract effective immediately without cause. The board members voted in favor of this action are Balin, Ringen, and Murphy. Director Kearns opposed the action. Director Boatwright abstained from the vote. The reportable action. And with that, I will close the public meeting and adjourn the public meeting at 4:30. Thank you.
Thank you.